What I really want to talk about in this video is making sure that you're setting the scene. We're going to go into a lot of other specifics about how to set the scene with your lighting and your background.
The day of your Zoom interview, you want to make sure that your lighting is correct. If need be, get a lamp and set it in front of your face at an angle. You do not want to have a shadow and you do not want it to be too bright. So before the meeting, make sure that you enter in Zoom and you can check all of that.
You definitely want to check the webcam. Your laptop camera should be slightly higher than your eyes, and so you'll probably have to stack up a pile of books to get it to the right height. You also want to make sure that you don't get too close to the camera because it will appear larger than life on this computer screen. So we kind of recommend keeping one arm's distance away from your laptop. So just check it out ahead of time. You can log into your own Zoom account and see how you look, log out, and then go take your interview.
Be sure to take time before your virtual interview and start the Zoom app and check out the background. You'll want to make sure that it's neat and clean. You want the employer to be concentrated on you and what you're saying instead of what's in your background.
The thing that I want to make sure that I emphasize is the audio. I've been in a lot of different Zoom meetings where the audio is like crackly and you can't really understand, or it's really super pixelated. So make sure that you do a practice, or make sure that you go into whatever setting it or whatever platform it is, whether it's Zoom or if it's a Google, or there's a lot of different video interviews that you can, or video platforms that you can use, but making sure that you control or try to control as much as you can with all of the different things that you see in the background and just the overall scene, to make sure that you're comfortable and that you have that professional image before going into a Zoom interview.
Whether you are meeting in person or have a virtual interview, it's very important to dress professionally. This will impress the employer and it will make you feel overall more confident.
Learn where the camera is. With virtual interviews, it's going to be harder to develop that connection with the employer, so eye contact is key. When you are asked an interview question, you want to look directly at the camera to answer. You can even put a Post-it note with an arrow there to remind you to do that. And then when the employer is asking you questions, that's a time that you can glance down at your screen and kind of get a gauge on their body language as well. But when they ask a next question, you want to go back up to the camera and make sure that you're looking there.
On the day of your interview, regardless of whether it's a virtual or in-person interview, you want to make sure that you dress professionally. You also want to make sure that you have your resume in front of you. You also want to make sure that you have a list of questions, so not just 2 or 3, but several questions, because some of those may get answered in your interview. Also make sure that you have a pad and a pencil in front of you so that you can take notes.
With technology, things are potentially going to go wrong, or they could potentially go awry. So have a backup plan, or think about what you're going to do if you get cut off. So if you do get cut off or you lose the feed, make sure that you have the phone number to be able to dial in and then potentially finish the interview via phone. Or if your audio is really bad, you could potentially do the same thing. Make sure that you have, if there's a microphone that you could use, have that backup, or have your phone as a backup to be able to have those contingency plans in place when you go into an interview, if things do potentially go wrong. The last thing is, with a video interview, it's still important to do all of the same things that you do at a regular interview. Make sure that you send a thank you, follow up with that level of gratitude, and those are the things that we recommend doing in order to be able to make sure that you are successful in your Zoom interview. Again, set the scene, make sure that you have your audio ready to go, send a thank you, and you'll be ready for your Zoom interview.